Introduction. While it's natural to mourn the end of an era, no matter how unsustainable it might have been, it's energizing to enter a new era. While we don't know the future, we do know that the previous arrangement was failing even before the global upheavals. The unearned privileges of wealthy insiders had pushed unfairness and inequality to precarious extremes, and perverse incentives pushed overconsumption and debt to equally unstable extremes. We now have an once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to launch a new arrangement that works for everyone, not just a few insiders at the top of a corrupt heap. The previous arrangement, our socioeconomic system, for lack of a better phrase, was not sustainable, and so its demise was inevitable. To organize all of human life around the conviction that infinite growth was possible on a planet figuratively shrinking in resources was never anything but a vain fantasy. To organize the destruction of the planet in the pursuit of infinite growth so insiders could make even more money, that scheme was disconnected from reality. The solution will not be a grand ism that promises a utopian perfection that ends up enslaving us all, nor will the solution be some version of central planning. By its very nature, an arrangement that favors the few at the expense of the many, under some noble-sounding slogan. The solution will be a human-scale, messy infinity of opportunity to make incremental advances, one person and one step at a time. Not every step will be a success. Many will be experiments that fail, but since we learn far more from failure than success, this pursuit of small improvements in well-being and sustainability will be a form of progress that's open to everyone. This will require more than a new arrangement of people, capital, and governance. It will require a new set of shared values and a new definition of progress. Stripped of niceties, the old definition of success was, we must consume more, regardless of the destructive consequences, and borrow more money to pay for consuming more, because infinite growth makes everyone happy, and somebody somewhere, usually someone far away, will make fantastic amounts of money. Infinitely increasing consumption and debt was never sustainable, and consuming more didn't deliver the promised universal happiness. The corrupt values buried in this arrangement, which we can summarize as anything goes for the rich and powerful and winner takes all, were equally unsustainable. These values were artfully hidden by a vision of a utopian technological wonderland where machines and computers did all the work, and we luxuriated in their embrace, while the few who owned the wonderland became immensely rich. This too was doomed, for it was never anything but a shinier version of winner takes all. A more sustainable and humane definition of progress is advancing well-being and sustainability in small, incremental steps with fewer resources, not more, relying not on ever-increasing debt, but on increasing productive opportunities for the many rather than just for the few. Everyone who benefited from the old, broken arrangements will naturally try to restore the good old days of more consumption, making a few insiders even more gloriously rich, even as the tide has turned irrevocably against them. As a result, attempts to reform the system from within will be watered down by the entrenched interests trying to reverse the tides of time. They will fail to reverse these tides, but they will easily crush any reforms that threaten their feeding trough. To share the wealth of our shrinking planet, we need a hacker's teleology, a set of goals, tools, and values that work around all the old guard's broken systems to reach new solutions quickly and effectively. That's the goal of this book, to propose a new arrangement that provides a sustainable wealth of opportunities for all. The road doesn't always go where we think it will, but fortunately the lives we've led give us sufficient tools to deal with change, both in our own lives and in our global civilization. The option to not change no longer exists. The unsustainable era has reached its inevitable end. A new era beckons, and with what we already have in hand, we can forge a more sustainable, healthier, fairer, and more productive alternative.